When you first think of the oldest written text in human existence, what comes to mind? A sweeping epic about the gods? A profound philosophical text? The final words of a forgotten king? Yeah, history wants you to think that. But the truth is, humanity's very first written records look a lot less like the Odyssey and a lot more like your monthly Excel spreadsheet. That's right. The oldest deciphered writing on Earth is mostly a bunch of bean counters keeping track of groceries. Today, we're diving into what the oldest text actually says, how a global beer shortage might have invented writing, and why our ancestors first picked up a stylus. For a long time, people thought the oldest texts were things like the Epic of Gilgamesh or the Egyptian pyramid texts. And while those are incredibly old, dating back to around 2500 BC, they are practically modern novels compared to the true origin of writing. To find the absolute earliest texts, we have to travel back over 5,000 years to ancient Sumer in modern-day Iraq. Before alphabets existed, the Sumerians invented cuneiform. They didn't use paper or ink. They took wet clay from the riverbanks and pressed a reed stylus into it, creating wedge-shaped pictures called proto-cuneiform. So what did these ancient pioneers write down? Let's look at one of the most famous early tablets ever found, dating to around 3100 BC, known as Kushim tablet. If we translate the symbols, it reads 29,086 measures of barley, 37 months, Kushim. Kushim isn't a king. He wasn't a prophet. Scholars believed Kushim was an accountant. This historic ancient breakthrough of human civilization is literally a receipt for a barley shipment. And it gets better. Why were they tracking all this barley? To make beer. In ancient Sumer, beer was vital. It was safer to drink than water, it was used to pay laborers, and it kept the economy moving. Writing wasn't invented to capture the human soul. It was invented because keeping track of who owed who beer became too complicated for the human brain to remember. For the first few centuries, writing stayed strictly business, taxes, land sales, and livestock counts. But humans being humans, it didn't stay boring forever. Around 2600 BC, things changed. Someone realized, hey, if I can use these clay marks to say you owe me 5 goats, I can also use them to tell a story. That's when we get the Kesh Temple Hymn and the instructions of Shurupak, widely considered the oldest pieces of literature in existence. Instead of receipts, we suddenly get wisdom passed down from a father to a son, saying things like, don't locate a garden on a road, and don't sit in a chamber with a married woman. Timeless advice, honestly. It's easy to chuckle at the fact that history's oldest text is just a dry business ledger. But think about it. Without those boring receipts, we wouldn't have the written word at all. The very phone or computer you are using to watch this video traces its ancestry right back to the Kushim and his 29,000 measures of barley. So the next time you write a boring email or fill out a spreadsheet, congratulate yourself. You aren't doing busy work. You're participating in the oldest tradition in human history. If you want to keep exploring the wildest corners of history, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and let me know in the comments, if you could leave one clay tablet for humans 5,000 years in the future to find, what would you write on it? Thanks for watching, and see you next time.